Hello everybody. In this video, I am going to give an update on my portfolio and show you all of my positions. Let's get started. Right now, my portfolio is worth $206,336.89. In the past year, I am up $50,674.50. Year to date for the year 2025, I am up $49,253.75. Today was a huge red day for me. Really big loss. I am down $41,833.74. So down about $42,000 today. That is a huge amount to be down in one single day. I mean, I remember when my entire account was not even this much. I remember when my account was less than $42,000 total, and to be down that much in one single day, I mean, that's crazy. That is insane. So yeah, huge loss today. Let's go over my portfolio. So for my options, I am selling Amazon $255 covered calls. These expire November 28. My return, $2,376. I'm selling Delta Airlines $57 covered calls. These expire November 28. My return, $1,450. I am selling Google $280 covered calls. These expire November 28. My return, $1,349.01. I am selling Robinhood $125 covered calls. These expire November 28. My return, $21,090. I'm selling SoFi $35 covered calls. These expire November 28. My return, $5,824. For my cryptocurrencies, I have Bitcoin, Dogecoin, and Avalanche. For my stocks, I have 2,000 shares of Robinhood. Robinhood is at $119.68. My average cost, $135.72. My return, I am down $31,651.50. I have 6,400 shares of SoFi. SoFi is at $27.91. My average cost, $5.70. My return, $142,154.05. I have 300 shares of Google. Google is at $276.72. My average cost, $240.45. My return, $10,877.85. I have 300 shares of Amazon. Amazon is at $236.50. My average cost, $219.10. My return, $5,220. I have 1,000 shares of Delta Airlines. Delta Airlines is at $59.51. My average cost, $56.64. My return, $2,865.07. This is a margin account. My margin buffer is 32.44%. My margin buffer indicates how close I am to a margin call. The higher my buffer percentage, the lower my risk of getting a margin call. So 32.44%, I think that's still okay. I don't feel like I'm close to getting margin called with a 32% margin buffer. For the margin I'm using, my margin used is $406,965.04. My margin available, or my buying power in my account, $78,651.02. For the interest that I am paying, the annual interest rate is 4.75%. and the daily interest that I am paying is $53.56. And I'm using $1,000 of margin interest free. So yeah, huge red day today, huge daily loss. $42,000 down in one single day is insane. So as you can see, at the beginning of the day, I was at like 250K, 250,000. And now I'm only at 207,000. So huge difference between where I started at the beginning of the day versus where I am ending up right now. So gigantic loss today. Now, the thing is, I guess there's several things to point out. So it's kind of a blessing in disguise because I kind of did these positions accepting my fate no matter what. Whether it goes up, goes down. I mean, I went into this kind of accepting whatever the results would be, whether my shares get called away, whether the share price goes below the strike price and I end up keeping my shares. I'm okay with it either way. So for example, Robinhood, I bought these shares initially at $135.72. So for the shares, I'm down over $31,000. I bought them at $135 and they're down to $119 now. So over $31,000 down from my Robinhood shares. However, from my Robinhood covered calls, because I sold these Robinhood covered calls, this kind of offset my losses a little bit. So my total return from these covered calls that I'm selling, so far, I've made a profit of $21,090. So over $21,000 to kind of offset that, $31,000 loss. And the market value is still $10,160. So if it stays where it is right now, I'll pretty much offset my entire loss, almost, at expiration. And I'll keep my shares. That's if Robinhood stays where it is right now at 119. Now, if it recovers from now until the 28th, and it goes back over 125, then my Robinhood shares will get called away. But honestly, if Robinhood actually does stay where it is right now at 119, I would be happy with that, because that means I make money from selling these, I make about $30,000 total, or $31,000 total from selling these Robinhood $125 covered calls. And I get to keep my shares of Robinhood, which I don't mind owning long term. If I have to hold on to those shares and keep them, I'm fine with that too. That's not exactly a bad thing. Owning shares of Robinhood is not necessarily bad. According to their recent earnings reports, they've been doing quite well. They've been growing quite well. So I don't mind owning them and holding on to the shares, if that's what happens. Amazon, below 255 right now. So if it stays where it is, then I will keep my shares of Amazon and I'll make money off of the covered calls. Oh yeah. So exactly how much money? So my return already is $2,376 and there's $297 left to go. So, about $2,600 profit from selling these Amazon covered calls. Plus I get to keep my shares. Delta Airlines is actually above my strike price. I chose a strike price of 57. Right now it's at 59. So if things stay the way they are now, my shares of Delta Airlines will get called away and I make a small profit overall. Google is below 280 now. It's at 276. And again, if I end up keeping my shares of Google because Google stays below 280 at expiration, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with owning Google. That's not necessarily a bad thing, owning shares of Google. So I'm fine with that too. And if it does stay below 280, I'll end up making... So my return so far is $1,349, but the market value is still, negative $2,064. So I'll make over $3,000 from selling these Google covered calls, and I get to keep my shares of Google as well. That's if Google stays below 280 at expiration. That's pretty much all I have to talk about. I guess the biggest mover today in my portfolio is SoFi. SoFi went down over 13% total today. So during the day, it was down 11.88%, and then it went down an additional 1.78% overnight. So down over 13% in one single day, and this is a huge chunk of my portfolio. Market value in my portfolio, 178K. I wonder how that compares to my Robinhood position now. Which Robinhood do I have? Do I have more than 178K? I think I do. Maybe. Yeah, I have 239.5K. So I have $239,500 worth of Robinhood in my portfolio. Insane amount. But yeah. So ironically, Robinhood makes up the majority of my portfolio right now, not SoFi. And for a long time, SoFi has been like the biggest chunk of my portfolio, but right now, technically, it's Robinhood. Robinhood shares are making up the bulk, the majority of my portfolio right now. And if it stays below 125 at expiration, I'm going to end up keeping my shares, and it's going to stay the biggest part of my portfolio. What a huge turn of events. All right. That's pretty much all I have to talk about today. But yeah, the biggest news in my portfolio, I guess, is that I was down $42,000 in one single day. Huge loss. Huge daily loss. But hopefully we can recover from this. All of my covered calls expire on the 28th. Right now it's the 13th. So 15 days more to go until expiration. So we'll see what happens from now until then. But for now, that's pretty much all I have to say about my portfolio. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me go over my portfolio and show you guys all of my positions and, you know, what can happen depending on what the share price will be at expiration for all of my positions. All right, if you guys like this type of content, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll keep on making more of these videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.